blah 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 blah. Okay, so it's just me for this one as far as this discussion. We're talking about episode 104 and 105 of Dragon Ball Super. We did watch episode 103, which is pretty much like the Gohan focused episode against Universe 2. And I think other universe, no, it was Universe 2, just clearing out the rest of them. Or, no, Universe 10 as well, no. Yeah, I'm getting all mixed up. It's Universe 10, for sure. I remember that now. That was a really good episode by itself. I just didn't have Gabe and I didn't know when he was going to show up, and so I was saving it for him, but he never showed up, so we're just kind of carrying on with everything like that. It would just take too much time to cover that. So, solid episode from there. Focusing on 104 and 105. So, particularly 104. This was an episode speed. Yeah, ultimate high speed battle begins. Gohan hit join forces. Man, that's an episode title. It was a test of like probably one of the fastest like characters that we've known being like hit, and he was up against one of the I think Universe 11. His name was Dispo. This guy is pretty great because like he kind of looks like Beerus and Champa, right? And his pretty much particular focus is on being able to increase the speed thousands of times in an instant, but you have to wonder if it's faster than instant transmission, but we don't get to see that. Yikes, can't even do instant. His other particular technique, which also helps in this fight with Hit, is being able to pick up on the sounds of any like muscle tension that Hit does, like whenever he goes into his time skip ability. And so you find Hit like really struggling to fight him over the first half of the episode, I believe, and that's when Hit comes up with an alternative strategy, which was to cross dimensions at the very edge of the arena to get Dispo out and just get knocked out just by out of the arena rules. Unfortunately, one of the Universe 11s actually comes in and assists Dispo and fights alongside him against Hit, and so it's now 2 against 1. Hit's like losing pretty badly because even though he's picked up on Dispo's like fighting style, he still can't get past like the support that is this guy who has a really weird like an attack pattern of using like energy strings that are also explosives, but it can also be used as like a lasso of stuff. It's kind of weird. I think of it more like Kankuro from Naruto's like puppet style stuff where he's able to use chakra strings and whatnot. It's weird. It's weird stuff, but I guess it kind of works in this fight. You see Goku coming in this episode to Hit's aid as Super Saiyan God form, which I was actually at first baffled by because of the fact that, you know, it was told that Goku's Super Saiyan God form has now become his base form, so whenever he's just regular, he has the same like power as Super Saiyan God. But the way they explained it was that Super Saiyan God form gives him more speed. And of course, Super Saiyan Blue, it maximizes on his power, but not as much speed, but also consumes a lot more stamina. So it's actually a good strategy to use Super Saiyan God form here. Or I guess Goku Red? Yeah. That's cool. He's switching between the forms. I've been always wanting to see that. So that's really cool. I've always wanted to actually have that be a thing that the Saiyans use. Like maybe they don't have enough speed on them, so they quickly snap into like their Super Saiyan forms and whatnot. But I guess it's kind of different with Super Saiyan Yellow because of the fact that like it has like an emotional requirement for it. To tap into that anger for Super Saiyan Yellow, right? Here with Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, I think they have like an easier time snapping into that form because of like Barex's being like absolutely calm to a T, essentially. Although I don't know the true particular things that allow them to transform like however long it takes, but it's really cool to see how Goku is able to utilize that form, and I don't think we've ever seen Vegeta use that form. I guess he doesn't really have a reason to. He's the Prince of all Saiyans. So it was a really cool fight here. There's not really much to say. I just know that one of the Universe 11 dudes, the string guy, eventually got beat by Hit by trying to stall for some time for one of his Dispo to escape. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in his favor, and he gets knocked out. Dispo retreats. Bean wants revenge. So now there's only 3 people from Universe 11 left, which is kind of surprising because of the fact that like they're the most ominous, but they also seem like the most powerful. But they were being like by like our Universe 7, Universe 6, I believe, yeah. And yeah, it's kind of crazy like how very little of them. It kind of makes you think that Jiren's got to be like really powerful, because we have not really seen his true potential yet. But yeah, that's pretty much that episode. I really liked it. I do like seeing Hit just kind of being Hit, although like he's definitely shown a lot more. He's not just some like overpowering character. He also has his flaws, but he also knows how to adjust too. So that's really cool. So moving on to episode 105, it's dubbed then the Desperate Battle. A Desperate Battle, Master Roshi's sacrifice. And this episode is all about the Roshi, Master Roshi. And God, this was a really solid episode because it's got your OG up against these really powerful fighters, so like the most powerful within all the universes, and he holds his own. You see him like just walking around. He's observing every single like opponent ever since the fight started. So he's just wandering around now ever since he got separated from everyone. One of the girls from I think Universe 2 like ambushes him. She has like a very interesting ability, which is like manipulation of her energy to create like solid objects like hammers or spears or anything like that. So she uses this in his fight. And no, he's too fast. He's too fast for those moves. What ends up happening is that the girl actually needed to use her seduction technique. That's her thing. And Roshi was, despite all of his efforts, he fell for it. But he was still too good in the fact that he could catch like one of these spears like in mid attack, just like by the finger. And essentially, like how he won that fight was just simply, I guess, suggestiveness on like her side. And she was so scared of it, and she ran off the arena, which is comical, but you know what? If it's a win, Roshi gets that. Was I think another one from same universe, right? Universe 4, yeah, Universe 4. This one's a really interesting one. This one uses talismans and illusions. And so what she does against Roshi, she plants all these talismans around the arena to give a sort of like an illusion effect throughout like that particular area. So Roshi is just pretty much fighting against what is real and what isn't, to the point where he was led to a shadowy area where she finds like much more of her strength. How Roshi counteracts that was so simple and very effective. Too badass. He uses the evil containment wave. I'm not very familiar with that. I've not watched too much of the Goku Black arc in which that's actually been implemented. And I forget how effective it was, but he used this very like clean. Takes the bottle like once he sealed her and just tossed it off the arena, and that was the end of it. Then we come across another Universe 4 character who's very young. He has this ability where he essentially like bulks up and turns into a Birdman with electrical powers. It's weird, but man, the first time that Roshi like confronts this guy, like he just says like, "You're too straightforward," and just knocks him into like the rock silent night right next to it. It's ridiculously badass. It's just like, all of your attacks are just way too straightforward. You're much stronger than me, right? But I have more experience. It's like, oh, it's so cool. After a good while, the guy really just snaps, and this is when we find out a little bit more about his power, is that he gets stronger every minute. And so the longer you fight him for, the stronger he becomes. And Roshi like experienced that firsthand where the guy's no longer just stronger, but he's also faster, so Roshi can't actually dodge all the attacks. And so once he gets caught, he gets up rocks like fists and kicks, and I think those were kicks, but fists, like basically catching all these hands. And you see like Roshi just getting beaten, and it just hurts so much until like Roshi just kind of references Goku and Krillin as his proteges, and just says like, "You guys have taught me that I can go beyond my limits." And so he charges up this really big, this like powerful Kamehameha as he gets shocked, as he won't like back down, launches the guy, hits him out, and gets him out of the arena, and he almost dies. Well, not the bird dude. Roshi almost dies until Goku goes in there and brings it back to life with his own energy. But it was so close. That was actually something I was not expecting in this fight, or any moment here, was like the possibility that someone would die out of energy exertion. And that was like really tough to actually watch. Out of the two, I do like 105 because of like the significance of Master Roshi as a character. Goku and Krillin were like both like what's the word? They responded really heavily to Master Roshi here. And it's because of like their long time history, like ever since Dragon Ball, they've been trained under Master Roshi. And to see him fall like that to almost die is heart-wrenching. And so that's why I say that this is probably like the best episode that I've seen, like just on an emotional standpoint. And it's almost, actually it surpasses like what I just saw with episode 103 with Gohan. The fact that after he knocked the last person from Universe 10 out, he sees a picture of the family, which gets erased alongside Universe 10, and it's just like, wow, dude, that really sucks that we survived, but at the cost of an entire universe. But here it's like, it just hurts. 105, it hits you at a very, especially if you watch like since Dragon Ball, it just hits you at a very personal level, like someone actually dying here. And though like, you know, it's as simple as like them going to like the heaven in Dragon Ball universe, in which you still see them, they're still alive in that sense, they're just not like physically alive. Here it was so hard to watch. Like I was starting to tear up too when I saw like Goku and Krillin starting to freak out, like, oh my god, what's happening? You see Krillin like crying out to Goku, saying like, you gotta do something. And it was, God, I'm so glad that they brought him back. Just like, oh my god, dude, I couldn't handle it if they decided to just kill off Roshi like that. And I'm not sure like how that worked like in the rules. It's possible that someone would die, but that's also illegal if it was caused by someone else. So that's all I can really say about that. It was just something I wasn't expecting. I'm glad that we got a lot of Roshi's spotlight here. As far as other people, I do want to see a little bit more Frieza. I want to see more Piccolo fighting instead of just like a cutaway to him winning, because, excuse me, I just want to see more Piccolo. And then Tien's gonna be the next thing I want to see. And of course, yeah, we're gonna see everyone else like fight off and just see like how they all just survive. This is, so far, there's still a lot of people like in the fight, and there's still apparently 34 minutes left, which will translate to a lot of time. So we're just gonna have to see. The next episode preview indicates that there's a sniper in Universe 2, I believe. So we're gonna just see a lot of how they're gonna deal with a sniper who's trying to pin down all of Universe 7, it would seem. So look forward to that. Yeah. If you guys notice like me, like my voice just kind of getting all nasally, it's because like, yeah, I was starting to feel it in episode 5. Now it's actually affecting me vocally. Oh my god, I was not ready for this episode. But yeah, I guess that's gonna end it. I am looking forward to what's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure, I'm kind of siding with what Gabe said about like how it's all gonna pan out. It's gonna be Jiren versus like Goku or Vegeta or maybe even Frieza. Maybe Frieza will get canned, but it'll all end in kind of a time's up type of situation. So we're kind of hoping for that. Otherwise, it's anyone's game here. Not everyone's safe. Like, well, no one's safe really, because it's just an all-out royale. So we're just gonna see how that unfolds, and hopefully we'll see like a really good outcome for Universe 7. So that's pretty much it. So end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next discussion of Dragon Ball Super. #bye. I was also looking at the tab over there instead of the actual screen itself. So if I'm not looking, yeah, I don't know why I was focusing on the tab, but it's whatever.